Hello everybody, how you guys doing? We're gonna be reading this comic book of The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, Classic Illustrated. This is the name of the collection, and this is the number 33 of the collection about Sherlock Holmes. Look, he's a detective, one of the most famous detectives that has ever existed, created by Arthur Conan Doyle, featuring stories by the world's greatest authors. Okay, 15 cents. So, once in a while, I'm gonna bring these comic books and read them with you. Let's start it. OC Dog Simban. What is this? Why do I have this about dogs? I don't know. Well, doesn't matter. The Hound of the Baskervilles. Is it about the dog? Wait, I'm gonna read this. They call this famous dog Sinbad the Sailor, and like his legendary namesake, he has sailed the seven seas. Sinbad the dog is fast becoming a legend in his own right, destined to be long remembered when his Oriental namesake is long forgotten, at least by members of the United States Coast Guard who zealously remind you that Sinbad has no connection with the Navy. He's a member of the crew of the USA Coast Guard cutter Campbell. Where did Sinbad come from? Who brought him aboard? No one rightly knows. Ask a member of the Campbell crew about Sinbad and you'll learn that he chunky, bare-chested, black-haired mongrel dog adopted the crew of the cutter about 10 years ago. In that time, he has become the most valuable thing aboard ship. Why am... Is this related to the story? I don't know. The Hound of the Baskervilles. It was no novelty for Sherlock Holmes to track down a murderer and bring him to justice, but the astute detective encountered one of his most challenging and baffling cases when he discovered the object of his case to be a ferocious hound. The Hound of the Baskervilles, a walking stick, was Holmes' first introduction to this case. Ah, okay. It was no novelty for Sherlock Holmes to track down a murderer and bring him to justice, but the astute detective encountered one of his most challenging and baffling cases when he discovered the object of his case to be a ferocious hound. The Hound of the Baskervilles, a walking stick, was Holmes' first introduction to this case. Hmm. Judging from the stick, how would you describe Dr. Mortimer? I would say he's no doubt a country doctor. He's done a great deal of walking because the stick is so worn and he owns a dog. A dog? These are its teeth marks. A dog has often carried the stick for him. A doctor, a dog, a walking stick. Now, what did the doctor want of me? What brought him here at the late hour to seek the advice of a crime specialist? Okay, so this is Sherlock Holmes, and this is probably Watson. A few moments later, the answer comes with the return of Dr. Mortimer. It's a matter of life and death, Mr. Holmes. Read this manuscript and you will understand. And from out of the yellowed page stumbles a weird, skull tingling story. The legend of the Hound of the Baskervilles, a story of the curse of death. Then Hugo Baskerville, a wild young devil, owned Baskerville Hall, the family estate in Devonshire, which has been passed on from generation to generation. One day, the kerosene Hugo, out hunting with his wanton companions, spied a girl on a nearby farm. There's a beauty! I'm going to take her home with me. She belongs at Baskerville. Help! Scream won't help you, beautiful one. Then a wild, breakneck ride back to Baskerville, where in an upper story room, Hugo locked the protesting girl. Far into the night. Okay, this is Hugo, I guess. Suddenly, Hugo's drink-fogged mind remembered the girl. We'll, we'll all fetch her down. What does it mean, fetch her down? But somehow, the bird had escaped her cage. Gone! I'll find her even if I have to put bloodhounds on her trail. Bloodhounds! That's it! Yes, get bloodhounds! Into the ink blackness of the surrounding moorlands stamped the mighty party, led by the sniffing pack. Curse those dogs! They ran so fast we lost them, and where's Ugo? He must have gone on. He must have gone on. He was riding ahead of all of us. There's a shepherd you there. Have you seen Hugo Baskerville? Yes, riding like the wind, with a horrible looking creature chasing him. Horrible. The men thought the shepherd lied, but as they started to ride on Hugo's horse, something must have happened to him. With a feeling of dread, the men at a deep deed in the moor came upon the hounds, but instead of the usual bold barking of dogs, the animals were huddled together, whimpering strangely. What is huddled? What's the matter with them? Let's have a look. The girl, she's dead. There's something else too. Oh wow. Only a few of the hardiest men dared look. At the bleeding, torn body of Hugo Baskerville. Holmes come to the last line of the manuscript, a message to all future Baskerville sons. Do not cross the moor at night, lest you to meet death. What is lest? This paper was written by a servant at Baskerville Hall at the time that Hugo died so horribly. It has been preserved for all the others who come to live there. It is a warning. Why do you come to me? Because since then, many Baskervilles have met sudden, violent, and mysterious deaths on the moor. And what is more? And today, a new hire is taking his place at Baskerville Hall, Sir Henry, the last of the Baskervilles. He's coming down from Canada to live there. You must stop him. He has no idea of the danger. Why are you so interested, Dr. Mortimer? I was a close friend of Sir Charles Baskerville, who was found dead on the moor one night recently. The official report on his death was failure. But there never had been anything wrong with his heart. The sudden attack came from fear. He was running from the hound when he dropped. Why do you say that? I was the first to examine Sir Charles' body. His face was so convulsed, it could only have been from great fear. Besides, near his body were the footprints of a gigantic hound. Who lives at Baskerville Hall? Are there any neighbors on the moor? The Barrymores, Butler and his wife, have charge of Baskerville. On the moor are the Stapletons, brother and sister, Mr. Frankland, and an elderly eccentric, and my house is on the moor also. Sir Henry is due here in London in an hour. I'm to meet the train. Stop him, please. I need 24 hours it over think it over. Come here with Sir Henry tomorrow morning and 10 o'clock. What do you make of it, Holmes? This mad of Devonshire shows the moor. 14 miles away is a convict prison. I'd like to think this out, if you don't mind leaving me alone, my dear Watson. Clouds of smoke fill the room, as Holmes' piping mouth sits for hours in deep thought. The next morning, at 10 sharp, this is Sir Henry Baskerville. I've told him everything, and to bear out my story, the strangest thing has happened. I have received a warning. As you value your life or your reason, keep away from the moor. The letter is postmarked Charing Cross, the Moor district. Where did you receive it? This morning at the Northumberland Hotel. But who could know I was stopping there? Choose the hotel after I had met. I chose the hotel after I had met Dr. Mortimer. It is evident that you are being followed closely. The danger is very great. Tell Sir Henry he must not venture to Baskerville. Nothing can keep me away from the home of my people. I'm determined to go. Holmes does not attempt to dissuade Sir Henry. He asks merely that they all lunch together that day at the Northumberland, but as soon as the visitors leave, they decide to walk. Good. Come, not not a moment to lose. Keeping 100 yards behind the pair. Someone's following Sir Henry. We're going to find out who. It's that cab trailing him. Casually drawing a little nearer, Holmes gets a glimpse of. Then suddenly, the bearded mystery man screams something at the driver. In an instant, the cab plunges madly down the street. Not a cab in sight in which to follow. What bad luck! If only we had the license number. Surely you don't think I am that neglectful, my dear Watson. The cab's number is 2704, and we are going to trace it at once. Holmes wires the official cab registry for the name and address of number 2704. Soon after, the driver himself appears at Holmes' door. The head officer said a gent at his address has been inquiring for me. Yes, and I'll give you half a sovereign for a clear answer to my questions. Tell me all you know about the black bearded man you drove down the street 2 hours ago. He said he's a detective, the famous detective Sherlock Holmes. Huh? What the fuck? I picked him up at Trafalgar Square. We followed two men from the Northumberland and hotel to this very address, and trailed them when they came out. Then I drove him to Waterloo Station. But what's so funny, sir? Funny? Nothing. Nothing at all. Imagine the black bear posing as you. What do you make of it all, Holmes? We're dealing with a cunning rascal and a dangerous opponent. I have an idea. I'll tell you more about it at lunch. I hope our friend Sir Henry is faring well. Are we on time for lunch, Watson? It's just 2 o'clock. Where's my other boot? Who took my other boot? I don't know, sir. I put my boots outside my door last night to be cleaned this morning. One was missing, but I suppose losing a boot is a trifling thing. Not so trifling. Here comes Dr. Mortimer. Is this Sherlock Holmes? Dr. Mortimer, have you any black beard neighbor on the moor? Barrymore, the butler at Baskerville Hall. Did Barrymore stand to gain from Sir Charles' death? Yes, he and his wife inherited £500 each. The entire estate is worth £740,000. £740,000? That's quite a fortune. Too great for you to risk your life at Baskerville. I suggest you take Watson along as companion protector. I am highly complimented that you sent me. I never knew you had such faith in me. Just remember, Watson, do not allow Sir Henry on the moor alone. Okay. Sherlock Holmes. Watson. Watson has a mustache. Okay. And write me reports when the crisis comes. I'll direct you how to act. You are well armed. 2 guns, I'll be on the alert. At that moment, Sir Henry and Dr. Mortimer arrive at the station. Watson joins them, so on the train glides slowly down the platform toward the bleak moorland. overshadowed by the legend of the Hound of Death. You have your first glimpse of the moor in a few minutes. In the distance rises a grey, melancholic hill with a strange, jagged summit, like some fantastic landscape in a dream. The moor, at last, my home. Finally, the trio alight at a small wayside station. There's a carriage waiting to take us to Baskerville Hall. They wind through a valley dense with scrub oak and fir, then the land curves steeply, outlining this dismal moor, on which there now stands a dark grim figure. An armed guard? Yes, convict escaped from the big prison 3 days ago. Every road and station is being watched. A convict escaped. The carriage reached the edge of the Baskerville estate. Through the lodge gates rise a massive structure like a ghost, blotting an already sombre sky. This is Baskerville Hall, an ivy-covered ancient towered house of death. Welcome, Sir Henry. Welcome to Baskerville. I must go straight home. The Barrymores are capable of showing you over the house. As the carriage wheels die away on the drive, Sir Henry and Watson enter the ancient family home. A door clangs behind them heavily. I've put your bags in your room, and dinner will be served shortly. I trust everything will run smoothly, and my wife and I will remain until the new servants come. New servants? You're leaving? The death of Sir Charles has been too much of a shock for us. We can't stay on any longer. Can we? Can we, my wife? No, 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 no. Sir Henry expects to take a short trip in a few days. He can leave the house to strangers during that time. It's only fair you stay until he returns. Very well. I had to invent that story to keep them here. It's strange they're wanting to get away. Everything seems strange now. This room is so creepy. It's creepy. In the morning, things will look brighter. I hope so. Going to bed early is a good idea. Watson tosses in bed, restlessly. Across the melancholic moor the wind shrieks and moans. From the long hallway he hears the chimes of a clock midnight. Suddenly a stifled sound arises, the strangled gasp of a woman's sob. And into the sob blends the weird howl of the hound. That must be the cry of the hound. Then deadly silence. Not a sound of a sob. The next morning, did you hear a woman sobbing last night? Yes, I did. We'll ask the servants about it. There are only two women in our house, the scullery maid who sleeps in the other wing, and my wife. I can vouch that my wife was not sobbing. But when Watson sees Mrs. Barrymore, she was weeping, all right, but why? And why did Barrymore run the obvious risk of lying about it? Oh, this is Barrymore. Pondering over these questions, Watson wanders on to the moor. For the first time, his feet touch the grey bleak earth. A cheerful voice breaks through his thoughts. He turns to see. I'm Stapleton of Merripit House, and I'm glad to meet you. You're Dr. Watson, are you not? Yes, how did you know? Dr. Martine told me you were here. Does that mean we will be honored by a visit from Sherlock Holmes? No, he can't leave London. He's working on a very important case there. You must come and visit my sister and me. Just the butterfly specimen want. I want, excuse me. As Stapleton dashes off in pursuit of the moth, a young woman stealthily approaches Watson. Go back! Go straight to London at once. Never set foot on the moor again. Why? Who are you? I'm Barry Stapleton. Barry of Stapleton. I live at Mary Pitt House with my brother. Please go back to London. Get them, laddie. Get off, or I'll bring the law on you. You're trespassing on my property. Call your dog off, Mrs. Franklin. Get off me. Get off. Here, lady. Now who are you? I've never seen you around here before. Around before. I'm Dr. Watson, I guess of Sir Henry. Oh, thought you were Sir Henry. If you're going to stay in these parts, Watson, stay off my property. Remember that. Why is he so upset at our stepping on his property? Mr. Franklin is an old eccentric. He enjoys arguing for the sake of excitement. There's Franklin now. Ever since a convict escaped, he watches from the roof of his house, with a telescope thinking he might find him. But I owe you an apology. I meant my warning only for Sir Henry. We were good friends of Sir Charles. I don't want the same horrible thing to happen to Sir Henry. Here comes my brother. Say nothing to him, though. I believe in the curse of the Hound. He doesn't at all. That moth led me quite a chase, but I caught it. Oh, so you two have met. What has my sister been telling you, Dr. Watson? Why, nothing particular. I don't believe it. She talks like the older superstitious people. Hear about the curse of the hound is just such a talk that caused the death of Sir Charles. He imagined a hound was chasing him and died of fright. As long, low moan sweeps over the moor, rising to a wild cry. People call that the cry of the hound, but no, it's a rare bird called the bittern. I've seen it on the moor, I know. Perhaps you're right. Well, I must be getting back to Baskerville Hall. Wait, not that way. It leads to the great Grimpen Mire. One false step in that bog hole means certain death to men or beasts. Let me show you. There's a pony caught in the mire. Poor fellow. Oh, he's being sucked in fast the mud's like quicksand. One last agonizing twist of his long neck, a dreadful cry, and the brown mud rose over him. Many animals are caught in the mire. Their cries add to the legend of the hound. Watson returns to Baskerville Hall and writes his first report to Holmes, detailing the mysterious developments of the last 24 hours. And the explanation for the cry of the hound around logical. I'll keep you informed. Sincerely, Mr. Watson. Just the same, we can't relax our caution. Someone is after you. You were following London. You must never go on that moor alone. The two men spent the rest of the day indoors after dinner. I must get to the bottom of this sobbing business tonight. Footsteps outside my door. Barrymore, what is he up to? Watson noiselessly follows Barrymore to a window, where, for some moment, he watches intently. Then, with an impatient gesture, he blows out the candle. The next morning, Barrymore at the window. We must find out what he's up to. Let's both shadow him tonight. Good, that's how Holmes would do it. The clock chimes 12, and its echo vibrates through the shadow corridors. The footsteps come. This time, when Barrymore crouched at the window. Barrymore, what are you doing here? I was seeing if the windows were locked. That's not a way to do it. Give me that candle. I think it's a signal. No, 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 it's no signal. Don't bother anymore. Watson slowly moves the candle across the glass. I don't see anything, do you, Sir Henry? No. But suddenly, look, there's an answering signal. Come on, Sir Henry, we're going to track it down. Stay back, stay back. It's coming from those rocks. As the pair creep cautiously towards the rock, the wild, weird howl once more throbs over the moor. That cry sounds closer than ever before. Whatever we are after must be behind those rocks. We'll first peek in. Great God. I'll kill you! Watson fires. Look out! As Sir Henry and Watson scramble to their feet, When they look again, the violent stranger is disappearing over a hill. It's no use. We can't catch him. Barrymore will answer for him. Suddenly, Sir Henry, look there. I don't see anything. There was a man on the moor, somebody other than the one we were chasing. This is getting to be too much for me. Let's go back to the house. After all her up the moor, even the great gloomy mansion looks inviting. Thanks heaven. Barrymore, Barrymore. He chased that man to whom you were signaling, man. He looked more like an animal. Who is he? Speak up. It's all my fault. That man you saw is my poor starving brother. We signed on him that we were bringing him food and clothes. He signs back where to bring them. Hiding? That means he's... Yes, sir. He's the escaped convict. He came to us one night, weary and hungry. I couldn't refuse my own brother. He's a dangerous criminal and must be turned over to the police. Please don't, sir. I give you my solemn word he won't harm anyone. In a few days he'll be on his way to South America. We're making all arrangements. Please, sir. It will kill my wife if he's taken again. He won't harm anyone. Well, perhaps, all right. You've been so kind I should like to help you in return. I can tell you how Sir Charles died. You can? It was long after the inquest that I found this note in back of the great Sir Charles must have meant to burn it. It is dated May 14th. Meet me at 10 tonight at the Moorgate, signed L.L. On that night Sir Charles died. This handwriting obviously is a woman's, and she must be the key to the mystery. Now, who is this woman, L.L.? Sir Charles knew a Laura Lyons. Dr. Mortime? I was driving by on my way from an emergency case. Seeing a light on at Baskerville, I was afraid something might be wrong. The scullery maid let me in. What about this Laura Lyons? Where can I locate her? She's an old man Franklin's daughter and lives in Coomstrace. Lyons is her married name. Why do you ask? What have you found? Nothing yet. Dr. Mortime, what were you doing on the moor about a half an hour ago? I was searching for my little spaniel dog. He ran away. I'm afraid he's run into the mire. I thought you said you were driving. I was, that is. My dog jumped out of the carriage naturally. I went after him. I really must get home now. So it was Mortimer on the moor. I didn't see his face, but he's admitted, and tomorrow morning I will see Laura Lyons. That may clear up everything. Right after breakfast, Watson prepares to start for Combs Tracy. Some guests have just arrived to see you and Sir Henry. We thought we'd pay a neighborly call. Sir Henry, this is Mr. Stapleton and his sister. It is a pleasure. I had no idea I have such a lovely neighbor. I see you are about to go out. Don't let us detain you. Yes, I have a call to make. Mrs. Lyons, I have come here to see you about the late Sir Charles Baskerville. You knew him, didn't you? Yes, casually. So casually that you wrote him a letter of the day of his death, asking him to meet you, didn't you? No, certainly not. I never wrote him. Meet me at 10 tonight at the Moorgate. Does this note look familiar? Answer me. Very well. Yes, I did write it. I am separated from my husband and have no income. My father and I are not on good terms. I was going to ask Sir Charles to help me find work. On a lonely moor at night? What happened when you got there? I didn't go, believe me. I did not meet Sir Charles on the moor that night. I fell asleep. When I awoke, it was too late. A likely story. First you denied, you even wrote to him. Mrs. Lyons, you're lying. When you decide to tell me the truth, communicate with me at Baskerville Hall. Watson starts back to Baskerville via the moor. His thoughts are disturbed at the growing complications in the puzzle of death. So deeply engrossed is he that he does not see a dark object hardly in his path. Come up here quick, got something important to show you. What the? You throw that, Frankland? You Frankland. The escaped convict on the moor. Look through this and see, he's a tall, thin man. Tall, thin? Why, I've seen him too. Always he's a child going towards a thin wisp of smoke. But the child meets him on the hill, and I've seen him hand the convict a bundle. I'll wager that is food. I'll look into this. Hurrying off in the direction of the territory over which the child passed. A hut. This is where the boy must have brought the food. This is it. That man may be inside. Empty, but this has all the signs that someone is living here, and we'll be back. What's the paper? Watson gun T comes Tracy. That means that every move I make is watched. The murderer may be setting trap for me. Footsteps is coming back. Watson braces himself as the door swings open on a quick hinge, and a voice speaks that completely astounds him. You did good work in tracking me down. Excellent. Holmes? You've been here all the time? Yes, you've done well, Watson. But there are some things I had to investigate myself. If my presence were known, the murderer would naturally be too much on guard. You know who the murderer is? I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm convinced the killer will strike soon, perhaps tonight. Do not leave Sir Henry, whatever you do. Go right back to him. A storm is breaking. You will have to hurry. A sudden furious downpour, a thunderclap, a bolt of lightning, and I scream! I hear a scream! Listen! The howl again, and more screams. They come from the direction of the pit. Sir Henry is dead. I should never have waited too close in on the murderer, but I want to complete my case. I didn't think the killer would strike so soon again. I'm to blame. I left him alone. Watson, look, this is not Sir Henry. We live is the convict in Sir Henry's clothes. Barrymore must have given him the clothes. Then the clothes were the cause of the poor devil's death. The hound scented him through the boot the murderer stole from Sir Henry. We'll leave the body in the hut until we can inform the police. But ho, there's someone new there. Mr. Frankland, stop. What is the matter? It's Sir Henry. Is he dead? The body is quite dead. What are you doing out here? I went to see what Watson was up to, so I followed him after he left my place. Then why ask what happened if you follow Watson? You very well know. Others rush on the scene. Good gods, Sir Henry murdered. Only this morning was visiting him. Who ever dreamed that he would be so brutally killed? What makes all of you say murder? This man isn't even Sir Henry. He's the escaped convict, and he's broke his neck and fall over the rocks. Why? Why that is so, Holmes? Holmes, you're the famous Holmes. I'm Stapleton of Merripit House. I've invited Sir Henry to dinner tomorrow night. If you and Dr. Watson also come, I'll be honored. Sorry, but we're both returning to London on the 5:30 tomorrow. The group disperses as Holmes and Watson stroll back to Baskerville. We're going back to London? No, I merely want those three people to think we were one of the we three people to think we are one of no. I merely want those three people to think we are. One of them might be the murderer. If he thinks I'm the vicinity, he'll hold back, but I want him to strike again. He must so, that I can catch him red-handed. Holmes, just in time. I'm glad to see you. The Barrymores are leaving. My poor brother, Dad. It was hard to stay on when Sir Charles died. Now this terrible thing has happened to my brother-in-law. How did you find out so quickly that he was dead? I saw him signal from the window. Then he screamed. I recognized his screams. Then I heard the cry of the hound. We can't stay longer in this accursed place. If you're thinking of Watson and me, we're leaving for London tomorrow on the 5:30, so you won't need a large staff, Sir Henry. I had forgotten I can manage Barrymore. Did you hear that? They're leaving Sir Henry be alone. If you suspect Barrymore, why let him get away? Why let him think we suspect him? Besides, if he's the murderer, he won't go far. He'll try to finish the job first. Tomorrow night is the logical time for the murderer to strike again. Sir Henry is scheduled to cross the moor alone, and will be waiting. The next day, it's time to leave for the train. Do exactly as directed Sir Henry. I'm to cross the moor along the straight path that leads from here to Merripit House. As you value your life, this is the path we will be watching, Sir Henry. You're on your own. With a sudden feeling of terror, Sir Henry watched his friends depart. They've gone. What if something goes wrong? No, I mustn't lose control of myself. As the carriage moves down a Dustmoor road, all their eyes watch. Ha, Laura, there go the busy bodies. Holmes ignores the train for London. His attention focuses on another train, steaming from the metropolis. Greeting, Lestrade. Have you the warrant? I have just as you wired me. Whom are you going to arrest? What's up? We're to lie in ambush for a murder. It's a dark business. A man's life is at stake. Who is him? These rocks will make a good screen. Sir Henry should be coming along soon. He's invited for 8 o'clock. Tensely, silently, the death watch continues suddenly. Look up there, a fog settling. Thick fog. If it moves toward us, it will be obscure the path. Why doesn't Sir Henry hurry out? Hurry out. The dense white fingers of the fog spread swiftly onward. If he doesn't come by within 10 minutes, it will be too late. We won't be able to see the path at all. We can take the chance now. We must head him off. Listen, he's coming. From out of the curtains of mist crouched rapid footsteps, soon joined by the crisp patter of feet somewhere in the heart of the fog. And out of the mist on the heels of Sir Henry races the Hound. As the Hound gains on Sir Henry, the creature stops, howling hideously. Then it's up again, just as the monster springs. Its fiery fangs reach for Holmes' throat, but Watson acts. Holmes sees the opportunity. The Hound quivers violently and "Look out!" But the beast's jaws suddenly loosen. His massive body crumbles, and he rolls over that. The fire is still coming from his mouth. It's phosphorus. As the men examine the dead beast, Holmes spies a figure scrambling out of the pit. The chase leads up a hill. The man dodges around the side of the hill. I'll head him off, but the man in flight swerves. Sherlock starts to follow him. He hears an agonizing scream. Plunging into the tangled growth of reeds and water plants is coming out. The murdered caught him. The mire, he trapped. This is the end of the chase. That's the murderer. Who? Who is he? Stapleton. There's the body stolen from Sir Henry. Stapleton set the Hound on the track with it. He clutched that boot on the very end. Why did Stapleton want to kill Sir Henry? Why? Come with me to his house, and you see. Miss Stapleton. They quickly untie her. When I found out what he was up to, I tried to stop him. He grew violent and tied me up. He was so determined to get hold of the Baskervilles' fortune. Stapleton was a really Baskerville. There's a portrait of Hugo at Baskerville Hall. You see the resemblance. Stapleton murdered Sir Charles, with Sir Henry out of the way. He would be the next in line for the inheritance. The legend of Sir Hugo's death gave him the idea of using a fierce dog. He kept the Hound under a trapdoor in the pit. Oh, it's so terrible. None of it's your fault, Miss Stapleton. Looks like we may be in the way. Come along, Watson. Who knows what may be waiting for us at Baker Street? The end. Ah, acabou. Acabou. Deixa eu reler o final. Let me reread the end. I was talking Portuguese, sorry. In the pit. Okay. Let's read about the life of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. The most famed of all detective fiction writers was born May 22, 1859, in Pickard Place, Edinburgh, Scotland. His father, Charles Doyle, was an artist but earned his livelihood through the government employment. He was given the name Conan in honor of his uncle and godfather, Michael Conan, who had married into the Doyle family. From his early childhood, Doyle's parents wished for him to enter the medical profession, and it was with this goal in mind that young Arthur entered Stonyhurst Academy. Upon leaving Stonyhurst, he spent 1 year at Feldkirch in Austria, and then entered Edinburgh University in 1875. One of his professors at Edinburgh was the man who later became the prototype for Sherlock Holmes, Dr. Joseph Bell. Upon graduation, he opened his practice in Southsea, in England, but didn't do well at first. Therefore, he supplemented his meager income by writing short stories. In the first year of his short-lived medical career, he wrote his first full-length novel entitled The Firm of Gilderston. The reception of this work by the publisher was best described by the author himself. In speaking of the manuscript, he said, "It returned with the precision of homing pigeon." I'm lazy to finish this, so yeah, that's the end. Thank you guys. See you, and I hope you enjoyed it.